Your fundraising journey has been very interesting. So I think for founders, at least for me personally, I always found it amazing how you navigated that.
When we entered the market, no, मेरे को वो जैसा अमिताभ बच्चन के हाथ में लिखा हुआ था ना, मेरा बाप चोर है, तो मेरे हाथ में भी लिखा था कि मेरा बाप एक कंपनी थी वो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में थी, वो मर गई, तो मेरा बाप डैश 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 है. तो my death story was written even before I was born, that I will die the same death as these mobile guys did, right? So the VCs actually did not trust us. They said ki you are also one of them, and you will just Chinese will come and Chinese will eat you and Chinese will disrupt you and you will die soon. So मैं तो पैदा होने से पहले ही लिख दिया था कि मेरा बाप चोर है. तो for us funding was, we went to the market because funding 5 years back when I started off was a fad, and it still is. And funding मिलती थी ना, तो एक जो entrepreneurs होते थे बहुत सारे थे, there were a lot of marketplaces in India which were starting up and the brands were not there at that time. तो funding को ना celebrate करते थे entrepreneurs, अभी भी करते हैं. अरे मेरे को funding मिल गई, I'm like the next big king of this planet or the queen of this earth. I have got funding. So I think funding is actually a good validation, but it's not important, because funding is actually you're selling your soul, you're selling your company. So for me, funding initially, I also went into the rat race of funding and fundraising, and I thought I'll also do a fundraise because everybody else was doing it, every Tom, Dick, Harry and Mary was doing it, and I also wanted to do it. I also wanted my name in the paper. I also wanted my name in the your stories of this world. मेरा भी मन कर रहा था कि सबका नाम आ रहा है, मेरे को फंडिंग क्यों नहीं मिल सकती. तो मेरी इंडस्ट्री खराब थी, नहीं दी लोगों ने, तो मैंने छोड़, फिर नहीं पैसे मिल रहे ना सही. फिर मैंने कंज्यूमर्स से पैसे लिए. कंज्यूमर फंडिंग वाज माय फंडिंग, राइट. आई यूज्ड टू अर्न, आई डिडंट हैव एन ऑफिस एज यू नो. I was working out of social, the co-working space, and I used to not, the only money I used to earn, like if I used to buy for 100, I used to sell for 110, और 10 रुपए जो आते थे वो marketing में लगा देता था. And I never, for till 38, 2 years back, I didn't have money. I used to, I used to live out of my wife's salary. It's not that, I'm a MCP, but it's just that she was working and I wasn't, and I used to work out of, we had only one income, which was her income, and we used to survive out of that. But then, I went to Kabul and I wrote him on LinkedIn and I wrote him ki sir, I want funding from you. He said no, I only do FMCG brands. I said sir, हम भी FMCE हैं, हमें भी दे दो. तो कहता नहीं, I don't give. तो he said you're a profitable brand, why do you need funding? Funding is mostly for loss making. I said no, I don't need funding for this. I need funding to help me grow. From I need a shark. I wrote him like 5 years back, I need a shark to grow from 100 to 500, and he said ठीक है, let's meet. Then he stopped responding to my LinkedIn messages, but I was a cheap guy. I used to keep hounding him on LinkedIn कि सर दे दो, अच्छे लोग हैं, देखो आप, you are missing the boat now. We are growing from here to here to here, you are missing the boat. Then finally he agreed one day, and then he gave money, and then we did not raise for next 2 years, and then we again raised this year. And that was also mostly secondary race, because there are so many structures, there are so many policies, there are so many committees and all that which you have to make. Then we have to handle big KRAs, KPIs, HR, admin, IT, SAP, finance, investors, board. मेरे बस की नहीं थी. तो that's what I thought, that I'll bring in a company who can, an investor who can help me build that. It was more for helping me build rather than helping me sell.